A gatehouse, in architectural terminology, is a building enclosing or accompanying a gateway for a castle, manor house, fort, town or similar buildings of importance. History. Gatehouses made their first appearance in the early antiquity when it became necessary to protect the main entrance to a castle or town. Over time, they evolved into very complicated structures with many lines of defense. Strongly fortified gatehouses would normally include a drawbridge, one or more portcullises, machicolations, arrow loops and possibly even murder holes where stones would be dropped on attackers. In some castles, the gatehouse was so strongly fortified it took on the function of a keep, sometimes referred to as a gatekeep. Examples of such gatekeeps can be found at Bodiam Castle and Beaumaris Castle. In the late Middle Ages, some of these arrow loops might have been converted into gun loops or gun ports. Sometimes gatehouses formed part of town fortifications, perhaps defending the passage of a bridge across a river or a moat, as Monnow Bridge in Monmouth, York has 4 important gatehouses, known as bars, in its city walls. One such is Micklegate Bar. The French term for gatehouse is logis porch. This could be a large, complex structure that served both as a gateway and lodging, or it could have been composed of a gateway through an enclosing wall. A very large gatehouse might be called a châtelet. Small castle. At the end of the Middle Ages, many gatehouses in England and France were converted into beautiful, grand entrance structures to manor houses or estates. Many of them became a separate feature, freestanding or attached to the manor or mansion only by an enclosing wall. By this time the gatehouse had lost its defensive purpose and had become more of a monumental structure designed to harmonize with the manor or mansion. On the continent of Europe, there are numerous examples of surviving gatehouses in France, Austria and Germany. England. Bargate in Hampshire is a medieval gatehouse in the city centre of Southampton, England. Constructed in 1180 as part of the Southampton town walls. Item Moat in Kent has an imposing 13th and 14th century gatehouse. Durham Castle in Durham has an 11th century gatehouse that is now used as accommodation for students attending University College, Durham. Layer Marney Tower, the apotheosis of the Tudor gatehouse. Stokesay Castle, a 13th century fortified manor house in Shropshire, has a Jacobean half-timber gatehouse. Stanway House, Stanway, Gloucestershire, where the gatehouse measures 44 feet by 22 feet, and has 3 stories. Westwood House, Worcestershire, which has a frontage of 54 feet, with 2 stories. Burton Agnes Hall, East Riding of Yorkshire, which has 3 stories and is flanked by great octagonal towers at the angles. Hilton Castle, Hilton, Sunderland. Although it is an actual castle, it is styled in the shape of a classical gatehouse. This is due to the castle being built for comfort as opposed to a castle for defense. France. Château de Chateaubriand. 2 gatehouses, 13th and 14th century. One for the Lower Bailey, one for the Upper Ward. Château de Cessigno, a large 15th century gatehouse in the logis port style. Morbihan, Brittany. Château de Trésesson, a simple 14th century gatehouse on a moated manor house in Morbihan, Brittany. See French Wikipedia page. Château de Trésesson. Château de Vitré, a large 15th century Châtelet gatehouse in Ille-et-Vilaine, Brittany. See French Wikipedia page. Château de Vitré, United States. Latrobe Gate, a Greek Revival and Italianate gatehouse built in 1806. Washington, D.C. Lorraine Park Cemetery Gate Lodge, a Queen Anne-style stone and frame building constructed in 1884. Woodlawn, Baltimore County, Maryland. See also Guardhouse. This article incorporates text from a publication now in the public domain. Chisholm, Hugh, ed. 1911. Gatehouse. Encyclopaedia Britannica. 11. 11th ed. Cambridge University Press. p. 529.